In this video, I'm going to describe the mode, and then I'm going to show you how to identify the mode in a small sample of data. So what is the mode? The mode represents the most frequent observation in the sample. That's as simple as it is. You just have to identify the values that occur most frequently in a sample of data. And something that's worth knowing about the mode, I suppose, is that it's the least popular measure of central tendency. In comparison to the mean and the median, you will not see people talk about the mode very often. But it does occur often enough in the literature that you should know what the mode is. So here's a sample of data which is consistent with the sample size 11 sleep data to identify the mode as an example. So what we have here are 11 cases that are ordered from case 1 all the way to case 11 here. And we can see that we have unorganized sleep values here, 7, 9, 5, 8, 7, 6, 8. And what I did is I sorted the data, just like I did in the example for the median, from lowest to highest. And what I have to do here is now I have to identify the value that occurs the most frequently. And so the value of 5 has only occurred once. The value of 6 occurred only once, so they're not going to be the mode. Very unlikely. And now we have a row of 4 values equal to 7. That's quite a large number for a sample size of just 11. So 4 times the observation of 7 is frequent. And then we have 8. That's a competitor here, but that has only occurred 3 times. And then we have 9, it occurred twice. So the mode is the most frequently occurring observation in the data, and I would say that that's 7. And so what I've got here is the result of the mode in terms of how many times particular value is observed, and we can see that 4 times is how many times 7 is observed, and so that's the mode. The next competitor is 8, which was observed 3 times. So that's the mode. The last thing I'll mention about the mode is that when you hear people do talk about the mode, it tends to be when there is a bimodal distribution associated with the data. And a bimodal distribution has 2 peaks in the distribution, and that's where the word bi enters the term here, bimodal, implying 2 modes. And here's an example of a bimodal distribution. This is a perfectly symmetric bimodal distribution because I just added a value of 5 or 6 or 7 to the sleep data. And you can see that there are 2 peaks in the histogram, and this implies that there are 2 modes, 2 frequently occurring observations in the data file. In practice, you will not see people describe bimodal distributions that are always this perfectly bimodal. What they'll do is they'll see a distribution that has 2 peaks, and one might be higher than the other, but there are 2 peaks in the data file, and they'll refer to that as a bimodal distribution. So that is a description of the mode and a description of how to calculate the mode or identify the mode. And I've also described for you a bimodal distribution, both verbally and with a graph.